The journey across the Kazakhland continues. The Martian landscapes of the mountain systems of Aktau and Katutau, the extraordinary landscapes of the Bayankol Gorge, the Valley of the Kings, the magnificent Beshatir are left behind. Ahead are the new places and new impressions. So today we will see the highest waterfall in Kazakhstan, enjoy the hospitality of the locals at the tourist base of Dadamti, take the Atapkam Pass and reach China. And we will travel in time and learn about the customs and traditions of our ancestors in the valley Shalkodesu. Pork, beef, chicken. Chicken, how much? 400. 400 for one skewer. I'll come back. Are you intrigued? Stay with us and see everything with your own eyes. The waters of one of the tributaries of the turbulent mountain river Kora fall from the cliffs of the Karinsky Gorge, forming 4 cascades with a total height of 168 meters. This is the Bukan Bulak waterfall. It is notable for the fact that it is located in the headwaters of a hard-to-reach Karinsky Gorge, and the natural systems there are virtually untouched. The depth of the Kora Gorge is almost 1,000 meters. This is one of the most picturesque and deepest gorges in the Jungarian Alatau. The southern slope is covered with dense forests and the northern part is almost treeless. Finally, I got to this beauty. The road to Bukan Bulak is not an easy one. You need to go down an extreme mountain ladder, but the difficult route is compensated by the coolest panorama of the mountains. The waterfall surprises with its beauty and power. The mountain air, the icy freshness of the crystal clear water is beyond words. You just have to come and see for yourself. This area is a border zone, so you need to take your identification documents with you in case of an unexpected check. The journey will take 6 to 7 hours off-road, but the landscape is bathed in beauty. There is absolutely no infrastructure there. No one even lives there. Only in the fall you can see some hunters in the upper reaches of this gorge. There is a hunting farm here. In general, this is a route for lovers of severe, natural, extreme sports who have good technique. The best time to travel to the Bukan Bulak waterfall is between July and September. The trip requires a full set of equipment and autonomous housing, including a tent, warm clothes and food. And make sure to have a repellent. The weather in the mountains is changeable, clear sky and thick fog can alter it several times a day. The Kapal Pass is the only place through which you can get to the waterfall by car. In a good weather, an amazing panorama of the gorge opens up from here. The road leading down is not ideal but is possible for any four-wheel drive vehicle with high ground clearance. The distance from the pass to the bottom of the gorge is 6 kilometers. To the waterfall, it takes another 12 kilometers. Bukan Bulak is the highest and probably the most beautiful waterfall in Central Asia. The water falls from a height of 168 meters. See how powerful it is. What a stream! How refreshing it is! The height of the 3 visible cascades is 114 meters. The 4th one is not visible from the bottom. By the end of the summer, the active melting of the snow ceases and the waterfall is replenished mainly from the local springs and small glaciers.
Водопад Бурхан-Булак считается самым высоким, может быть в Центральной Азии, но в Казахстане точно. Не могу гарантировать, что он самый высокий в Центральной Азии, но в Казахстане это на самом деле самый высокий водопад. Он примечателен.
Bukan Bulak waterfall is considered to be the highest one in Kazakhstan and in Central Asia. I cannot guarantee that it is the highest in Central Asia, but in Kazakhstan it is the highest waterfall. It is notable for the fact that it is located in the headwaters of a hard-to-reach Karinsky Gorge. The natural systems there are practically untouched. Again, this is probably not for mass tourism. In order to get there, you need to have a well-prepared car, and the road will take 6 to 7 hours, but it is worth it. There is absolutely no infrastructure, no one even lives there. In the upper reaches of the gorge, you can meet some hunters only in the fall. This is a hunting farm. In general, this is a route for lovers of severe, natural extreme sports who have a good technique.
Никто не живет, по-моему, в верховьях этого ущелья. Только осенью туда иногда приезжают охотники. Это охотничье хозяйство. В общем, это маршрут для любителей сурового природного.
On the road to the pass, in the valley of the river Biyan, there is a unique ancient sanctuary of Kazakh. Because of the strong winds, we couldn't get closer, but we could film it from above. Kazakh is Kazakhstan's oldest observatory. In the center of a large ring of stones with a diameter of 97 meters, there is a huge boulder of glacial origin and a cross made of large stones separately laid out as guide to the cardinal points. The road to the Antapkan Pass is long and difficult. They say Siberian stag and roe deer can be often seen here. The places are deaf, uninhabited, and the tourist route has not yet been developed. Infinite space, a sense of freedom and delight of the natural splendor. This is another pearl of the Tian Shan, the valley of the Shalko-Desu River. At last we're here, in the valley of the Shalko-Desu River, better known as the Kagan Valley. By its size, it surpasses the Asi Plateau, popular among the Almaty residents. Just imagine, the length of the valley reaches 100 kilometers, and the width ranges from 2 to 30 kilometers. And today we'll try to learn more about all the features of this place. Shalko-Desu Valley is located 350 kilometers away from the city of Almaty. In the north, it borders with the Ketmen mountain range. In the south, it is surrounded by a high ridge of Karatau. In the east, it rests against the mountain of Aigaitas. And in the center of the valley, there is the Shalko-Desu River, which gives rise to one of the largest water arteries of the Transili-Alatau, the Sharin River.
Да, связи вообще нет. Ловим связь.
The best place to set up the tents in the valley of Shalko-Desu is the river bank. If you decide to come here, don't forget to take good equipment, because during the day the temperature reaches plus 30 degrees Celsius, and at night it is very cold. What equipment, you might ask? Well, of course, a tent, a sleeping bag, warm clothing, protection from insects, and most importantly, protection from sunburn, because it is very easy to get burnt here. This beauty is worth all the suffering both from the sun and insects. Summer is hot and dry here, but at an altitude of more than 2,000 meters above sea level, frost often occurs at night. The sharply continental climate is not conducive to year-round living. Therefore, in the middle of autumn, you can only meet a few brave tourists. But in the late spring and summer, shepherds bring cattle to graze here and have their nomadic camps set up here. Shalko-Desu is a zhailau, a summer pasture and a wonderful place to rest. Here, everything is saturated with the atmosphere of the nomadic lifestyle of the Kazakh people. In the warm season, shepherds with flocks arrive here. And what awaits me? An ordinary tourist here. I think I will find out in just a few moments. The bright event was not long in coming. Not far from our tourist camp, a cook bar competition began. And literally a couple of moments later, in the expanses of this zhailau, we saw an extraordinary spectacle, the traditional equestrian sport of the nomads, cook bar. Two teams on horseback trying to get a hold of one goat carcass. Riding a horse was a vital skill among the nomads. It had an utmost value. Mastering equestrianism was critical for survival. Amid continuous wars, powerful horsemen bravely defended their people and lands. The game Kokpa has stood the test of time and through the centuries has remained the favorite and popular game of the Central Asian horsemen. Imagine the amount of endurance and courage one needs to have to engage in such a dangerous game. How much strength it takes to lean down from a horseback to raise the goat's carcass off the ground and still hold on to the saddle. I probably would never even try playing this game. In the old times, the rider, having seized the goat's carcass, had to travel several kilometers in the saddle to an agreed point, for example, a next village. However, in the modern Kokpa, the main goal is to get a hold of the carcass and throw it into the opponent's gate, Kazakh. The valley of Shalko-Desu, thanks to its great expanses, is a great place for playing Kokpa. Many tourists come here to see the spectacle inherited by the Kazakhs from their nomadic ancestors. And how long will it take to master the art of this game? We are ready to teach the skills to anyone who wishes. Learning to play Kokpa will take at least a month. But if you have perseverance and are a diligent learner, the first results will be noticeable in a week. Dear guests are invited to the yurt for a Dastarkhan. According to a tradition, the first acquaintance with the locals begins with a Dastarkhan. At a festive table, you are treated to mare's milk kumis and baosaks, freshly baked especially for the guests. This is a great opportunity to learn from the locals the most interesting facts about this fascinating place. These lands have a long history. Famous Kazakh poet and writer Mukagali Makatayev was born and grew up not far from here. Another great historical figure, Raimbek Batir, grew up here. According to the local legends, this land has always been rich for great and talented people. Coming here not only allows to enjoy the natural beauty, but to re-evaluate your values and feel a spiritual connection to the people who had lived here. Mukagali Makatayev is the author of not only remarkable poems and prose, but of the lyrics of the popular song Sa Jai Lao. He also translated Dante's Divine Comedy in the Kazakh language. Thank you for this wonderful treat, Rahmet. Thank you for the interesting conversation. Well, we're going further to discover new places in the valley of Shalko-Desu. Please do not forget our hashtag #AcrossTheKazakhland. We were traveling through the steppe and unexpectedly were able to see a traditional festival. We're so lucky. It was a great celebration with lots of people. Our film crew got very lucky. Just when we were traveling in these places, there was a traditional festival Jetesu Jairigi ongoing here. Kumis Murindik is another name of the festival, the celebration of the fresh mare's milk kumis. This ancient tradition is alive now. The drink is blessed by the elders of the community, the Aksakals, before the locals try the drink. What have you got? Pure kumis? Did you do it yourself? And how much is it? 350 tenge.
Ну ладно. Я кумыс, конечно, люблю, особенно чистый. Можно, да? Вот это в бутылку.
I now have 2 liters of pure kumis.
Спасибо.
Pork, beef, chicken? Chicken, how much? 400. 400 for 1 skewer. I'll come back. Around the year there is a huge number of people in traditional costumes, dancing, singing, playing in the sports games. There is a big fair. An integral part of any holiday of the Kazakh people is the national sport of baige. A round is 4 kilometers. In Alaman baige, the riders will have to run 11 rounds, that is 44 kilometers. Can you imagine? What a spectacle! Come on! Baige is the most ancient and popular type of horse racing. It is also directly connected with the nomadic lifestyle of the Turkic peoples, in particular with the need to prepare and train the horses for long and difficult journeys. It was also used to train the riders' dexterity and endurance. The local boys are born in the saddle, they say. It's unbelievable that these little boys of 5 to 6 years don't even go to school yet, but they can ride a horse bareback, participate in the baige. I don't know how they do it. The life in the valley of Shalko-Desu is not always this rich and diverse, but here you just want to enjoy peace and harmony. By the way, another popular local entertainment is fishing. We are fishing. Fishing is popular in the valley of Shalko-Desu. They say that a scaly osman can be found in the river here. Well, according to a good tradition in the course of our competition, if you take photographs of the exact same places we have been to and post it in social media with a hashtag acrossthekazakhland, you have a chance to win a prize. Well, we want to thank to the Shalko-Desu Valley, and so we continue our adventure through the pass to the campsite of Dadamte. We will cross the pass on horses, and here is my horse. The equestrian route through the mountainous terrain was not the easiest task for our film crew. Steep climbs and descents were to blame. The height of the trail was more than 3,000 meters above sea level. The Katman Ridge is located in the northeastern part of the Tian Shan mountain system. It is located on the territory of 2 countries, Kazakhstan and China. The total length of the ridge is almost 310 kilometers. The part within Kazakhstan is 160 kilometers. The pass is located in the eastern part of the Katman mountain range. A caravan trail from the Ili Valley to the Kagente Hollow has been laid through this pass. While finally we have arrived from the valley of Shalko-Desu to the camp of Dadamte. You can get here in 2 ways. Either by car, you can drive through the scenic mountains on a winding road, or you travel on horses directly through the mountain pass. Usually the route takes from 2 to 4 hours. Off! Let us get off the horses. Flora of the Dadamte is similar to the northern Tian Shan, rich with shrubs, coniferous forests, subalpine and alpine meadows. True lovers of natural beauty will appreciate the local landscape. Here we met with famous Berkutchi Kuanish Isambekov, who often receives guests, puts on a spectacular show with a main steppe hunter, the golden eagle. This one is a graceful bird. It is already squeezing my hand very strongly. Not only falconry fans come to Dadamte. Here you can have a good time going on mountain hikes, horseback riding and bird watching. Even in such wilderness, in the heart of the mountains, you can find a corner for a comfortable stay of tourists. And now we will learn more about it. Hello. Tell us, what is this place? This is a hotel complex of Eco-Tour Kazakhstan, which can accommodate tourists traveling here. The average price for a room starts from 5,000 tenge. Rooms can accommodate a family. Here you have the bedrooms. We can also organize a transfer from Almaty. We provide horses, an experienced guide who can take a group of people to beautiful places around, show the local animals. Our belongings were left in the comfortable room of the guest house, and the film crew went to a nearby hunting ground. Around the camping base of Dadam-T there is a hunting farm of the same name. It occupies the territory of the northern Tian-Shan Ketman Slope. The height here is about 3,000 meters above sea level. Well, now we'll try to walk around and see some animals. In the spring and autumn, boar, wolf and even deer hunters come to Dadam-T. And in June, they hunt groundhogs. Do you see the gopher? I don't either, but it's there. Here is the coveted pass of Atapkan. If you are going to visit the pass, as well as the Bukan-Bulak waterfall, be sure to take your documents with you and do not forget to get a special pass from the local administration. This is the border area. We reached the Atapkan Pass, which is located in the border zone between Kazakhstan and China. Our centuries-old neighbors are just round the corner. The nature here is incredible. There is a breathtaking view on the gorgeous mountain landscape. This is just a paradise for photographers. There opens a picturesque view on the Tentek River valley from the pass. It is simply mind-blowing. Photo hunting begins here during the sunrise and sunset. Here live bears, ibex and deer. The Jungar Mountains are unique. Their northern slopes resemble Altai and the southern slopes are like the Ili-Alatau Mountains. Here you can find pristine nature and animals that are not afraid of the people. Not far from the city of Almaty there is another unique natural site, Big Almaty Lake. It is located at the altitude of 2,510 meters above sea level. A natural water reservoir with a depth of 40 meters resembles a mirror and lies in the middle of the gorge, surrounded by majestic peaks. The peak of the Soviets, the lake peak and the peak of tourists.
I arrived yesterday actually, so one day ago, and we had one day in Almaty. I come from northern Germany. In northern Germany everything is very flat, no mountains, so for me this is really high mountains and quite impressive. It's very beautiful. I'm really impressed, and it's a good contrast to the city, to Almaty. Almaty is a very urban place, lots of people, lots of cafes, and then just 1 hour drive you're in the mountains and it's complete nature. It's fascinating.
The Big Almaty Lake, like other mountain lakes, was formed as a result of tectonic movements. This is confirmed by the complex shape of its basin, steep banks and high mountain location.
Этих землетрясений за тысячелетия, за многие века.
There have been innumerable earthquakes here over centuries.
Вот именно разрушив вот эти вот горные хребты, горные вершины.
And having destroyed these mountain ranges, the stones rolled down and blocked rivers, streams, forming lakes and reservoirs.
Загораживали эти реки, ручьи, большие реки, средние реки. И благодаря этому и образовывались озера, водоемы.
The water in the lake is crystal clear and cold. Even on a hot July day, the temperature does not exceed 8 degrees. Excursions to the Big Almaty Lake are interesting at any time of the year, even in winter, when its entire surface is covered with ice and snow. The lake impresses with its spaciousness and mystery. The first snow falls here in October and may stay until late spring. Uniquely beautiful places that you saw today are a discovery for any tourist. We hope that the film crew managed to convey to you a piece of amazing atmosphere. Follow our journey on social networks via the hashtag #AcrossTheKazakhland.